What's up, Afterbuzzers? Welcome to the Married at First Sight Season 7. Episode 6 we're on already. After show, we're going to be talking about move-in day, pets misbehaving, and couples spending that shmoney. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to Afterbuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, hold up. Hey. Oh, y'all some crap over there.
A little what?
Shut its face.
You know who to invite to your wedding to get it turned up. What's up, Afterbuzzers? This is the Married at First Sight After Show Season 7, Episode 6. Oh my gosh, so... Whoa. Okay, so...
Got an echo.
I'm Felicia Michelle, and to my left is my fave.
What's up, everybody? You know what it is. It's your boy Lem Gonzales here. What's cracking?
Hey.
Hi, guys. It's Thelma and Daniel. Always blessed to be here.
Hey, everybody. My name's Shannon O'Connor.
Okay.
Stoked.
Listen, look, there is so much that happened in this episode. They moved in. We saw some pets acting up. They got some money. And we also have our special segment that we're going to play. And we have some news and gossip. But first, before we get into all of that, overall thoughts on the episode? Anybody can start. Do you want me to pick Thelma?
Honestly, guys, this episode was a little exhausting. It was just a little exhausting because I just feel like all the things that I want them to discuss, they're not discussing. But I feel like, maybe this was the episode, the transition, like the calm before the storm. So we'll see what happens. But I just want them to get to the nitty gritty. There are a lot of things to discuss. Well, mostly with me and Tristan. But I kind of want us to not breeze over that. And it's just, no real resolution. Because everything was really left open up last time.
Right. Sure. I think we maybe needed just a little breather from that whole me and Tristan situation. Let's just let that settle in and then we'll get crazy the rest of the season. But overall, I was really surprised how clean everybody's houses are. I'm like, okay, did they all hire somebody to come in and everything was the bed sheets were just pulled so tight, and I'm like, this isn't their real life. And so I'm excited to see when they actually start living and they're like, you're actually not that clean. So.
Two things. I still don't like Mia. I'm just going to say that. I just don't. And it's going to be something, not that she has to be redemptive to me, per se, little me, but I just really have an issue still with her and still not disclosing information. And then also, I kind of wanted to ask you all, what do you guys feel about, because this is the first time I can remember where all of the wives ended up moving into the husband's place. How you guys felt about that?
I definitely took a note to that because I think that, and in fact, I actually felt like I can't wait for the girls to all get together and talk about this because we heard each of them, especially Amber, expressing that it doesn't quite feel like hers. And I think when she finds out that the other women did the same thing, she won't feel as alone, and perhaps they'll all stand with each other and have more solidarity regarding that. But I thought it was nice.
Yeah. It was interesting because it was unanimous, and it's just not, I don't ever remember that happening.
I don't ever remember that.
Great point.
But you never have a point where all the men are financially stable. Sometimes
the guys' places were surprisingly way better than I thought.
With the exception of Tristan's college bed, I'm just pointing out, at least have a headboard. If you're going to move in your wife, have a headboard. That's all I'm saying.
As soon as it popped up on the screen, Lem's face was like,
what's that?
Yo, for real?
What is that?
That's what you're doing?
Is that an air mattress?
Yeah.
There was no side tables or anything. And I just,
no end tables. None.
There was no nightstand. There was nothing. It was, but he's a bachelor, so, and what he opened up his fridge. What did he have in there? Champagne only?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know.
I'll take champagne over dead ducks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
So let's just how we do it, try to just couple by couple. So let's start with the dead ducks because Lord, he opened up his freezer and Bobby has dead ducks because we know he hunts and that he is an avid sportsman or whatever you call it. Yeah. But did you think it was that deep for him? And he has what is that is it taxidermy when it's the stuff animals and stuff?
Yes.
But she didn't seem too alarmed by it. She was just like, oh yeah, it wasn't too bad. But I would be like, I need a separate freezer from those ducks, or you need to vacuum seal bag up those ducks because that's a little. unsanitary from my perspective, but I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, I'm wondering too. I mean, they are in Texas, and so being from the South, shout out to all the Texas people.
Hey.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's something that's common.
Absolutely not.
It's not.
Let me stay out of this.
No, you should.
No, it is and it isn't, right? So I'm from Houston, so y'all already know what that means if you're from Texas. But in regards to the hunting culture, I don't think it's just a Texas thing like you alluded to. It's definitely a Southern thing. But still, for it to be there, and then those same dead ducks have been there since his interview with Dr. Pepper. That's what I need us to talk about.
You sure they're the same
And then
ones?
his family, those same...
They're the same?
Well, I don't know. He hasn't had time to clean. Like, you met the girl, you went on vacation, you've been gone. So
They've been in there at least 11 days. We know because we're on day 11 now. So we know it's been at least 11 days.
So it's just like, it's
Still
not even
freezer.
necessarily that we have a different aspect. We have a different mind view on what we call sport and sporting things. Everybody can be different. But it's like, it's the sanitary issue for me. It's like his family was alluding to him having mold. I was like, in the previews, I was like, stop it.
It was just too much. Okay, so Dave and Amber, I thought it was kind of, anyone else think it was weird that he said, he just kind of assumed that she would just want to be at his place, which his house is very nice. He owns it. Excuse me, it's decently decorated. I won't say nicely. It's decently decorated for a guy living on his own. It's nice and spacious. There's a rooftop. The kitchen's big, a lot better than her place. But he said that she lived in a shoebox. Did anybody else catch that? He's like, He's like, babe, and your shoebox.
Yeah.
He was hating a little bit.
Funny. It was lighthearted. I don't think he meant to like jab at her or anything. But
You don't think that was a jab?
I didn't think so.
Not even when he was like, oh, I like your place a lot better than I thought I was gonna like it.
That's a little passive. Yeah, that's the number one.
Well,
thing.
I think he was proud. I mean, you said he owned his house. So I think as a homeowner, you're proud of your space. It is your space. Do we know that she's renting?
I would assume that
Her
she's
shoebox?
renting.
I think she
Okay,
is.
she's renting her shoebox.
Let's go call her shoebox.
I'm just saying
Don't
what
worry,
he said.
Amber, I got your back, girl.
Yeah, but I mean, they're living in his family. It's a little dig, but I don't know.
At least he kept it real.
I actually thought it was cute. Like I usually don't think things like that are cute, but I think that again, the level of comfort that they have with one another, not only when they're having difficult conversations, but when they're more lighthearted, it shows that they're really building such like great emotional intimacy,
When I think their overall relationship, she likes him to take charge, like especially like financially and everything. So I think when he was kind of assuming she'd move in with him, that's just another time of him like kind of taking initiative. Like, yeah, you come to my house, like I have it prepared for you, kind of a thing.
I thought something really sweet with those two was that he is so okay. We've seen this before when they went to pack to go on the honeymoon, that he's so okay with her high maintenance-ness. Is that what I guess I call? I don't even want to say she's high maintenance. I think she enjoys shopping and she enjoys being very glamorous, and that's how she wants to, get herself gussied up. Go ahead, girl. But she had so many shoes. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I was like, are those Vince Camutos? I was looking at all her shoes like, damn, girl, that's a lot of shoes. Like, she had to have well over like 150 pairs of shoes. She was pulling them out of underneath her bed. They're everywhere. Thelma.
I'm being quiet because, girl, Amber, me and you are in the same boat, okay? Like, I'm so bad. Like, when I go to, like, Atlanta or I go to Houston, I don't even take that many clothes. Like, I have a closet there.
Already set up.
Because I'm from Houston. I used to live in Atlanta with my sister. Then her best friend moved in. So, as you can imagine, flying over, I didn't, like, bring all this stuff. Instead, I started a new closet. But I'm somebody who enjoys, like, I like those kinds of things. I like fashion. So, I think it's okay. And I actually appreciate the fact that he isn't too hard on her about that. If anything, like her and Danielle were able to be like, listen, there are certain things that I like she said, I spend $450 a year on waxing. She does her lashes. Like, that's okay. I'm just well kept.
Do you all have because I feel like that's fairly common, especially like where we live in LA. I think fashion is big out here, so having a large amount of shoes. Every woman that I know, all of my sisters, they have a healthy number. My mother, healthy number of shoes when it comes to that. So to me, that's not foreign.
Every time you answer, you're looking like, I'm not saying anything. Don't kill me, lady.
The truth is, I'm just gonna add to that. I hate to sound like pompous, like it's just a situation where you're just adding all these clothes and extra closets. No, actually, what it is we don't like to let go of certain things because things have sentimental value. Like, so you have, I'm sure half those shoes that she stuffed under her, like,
Sure.
Like her little whatever, those are probably like her summer sandals. And when she switches out her closet and she like puts all her boots away, she now brings those in. So I think it's one of those situations.
I don't think there's an unhealthy amount of shoes or clothes or jewelry or lipsticks.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a problem. I have a lot of shoes as well as a guy.
Okay, so
just saying.
All right, Lem.
Yes.
If you had a lady moving into your space and you saw that she had well over 150 pairs of shoes, because honestly, I would say she has well over.
Okay.
Would you be like, oh, come on, babe, you and all of your shoes can trot right along in here? Or would you be like, some of those shoes have to go to a storage space?
Well, okay, so this is the thing. If we have the space for the 150 shoes, if I have, we have a serious closet that can hold them where it doesn't jeopardize my shoes.
No, I didn't ask for a PC answer. I asked for the real answer.
No, that is a real answer. I'm saying if she has 150 shoes that she wants to keep with her at all times, if their space is there, then yes. If we have to compromise, then we compromise, right? So like my father and mama are going back to that, like they have a big house, right, in Stockton, California, and my dad is not a clothes guy. So my mother takes over, so their closet, they have this huge walk-in closet, and he has like this, and she has the whole thing and all of this. Yeah. And for him it's fine because he doesn't need that much space. So, and my mother's like, all right, cool, you know? So if we have the space for it, I'm not gonna be mad at that. I want her to look good. So if she wants to have all her shoes and that makes her feel comfortable, makes her feel good about herself, then absolutely.
But are you willing to divvy down some of the stuff you have? Because you're a fashionable guy. So like
that
you
have you're saying?
I mean, just your collection.
Me be the only compromise?
No, both of you. Because if you're telling her to get rid of stuff, would you also get rid of
Absolutely.
stuff? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes.
I will have that.
So I just want y'all to know when people's tone of voice goes up in octaves, it usually indicates a lie. I just want to let y'all know.
No,
I about 2 octaves, so I feel like you kind of believe that, but you kind of didn't.
I swear I believe it.
I will say, I have to be honest with myself as well. Whenever you have that many shoes or whatever, perhaps it's time to do a little like Kanye West kin to your closet. Like, okay, this gotta go. You're coming into a new relationship. The stripes, the neon, that gotta go. Like, we're leaving the red pants in the back. Like, certain things. So you might want to like tell your partner, if you're close enough, to be like, oh, some of these things can go, and they won't take it personal.
For sure. You definitely gotta let people know how you really feel. And speaking of informing people and letting them know, Lem, tell people where they can find us at.
Yeah, that's a great segue. AfterBuzzers, our network, produces after shows, as most of you know, for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. So from dramas to reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there is no network that works harder to make sure that we serve you properly. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. They're amazing. You won't be disappointed. So by subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that is tailored for you and will help us continue to grow, which is what you want, so we can better serve you. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be worried about that, because it's optional, which is amazing. So make sure you hit that subscribe button now for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. And a lot of us do other shows, so you can see our faces again. But for now on, thank you so much for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes, I really love like our commenters and people who like watch.
Absolutely.
They're like so into it, and like not just into the show, but like into our show too. And it really means a lot. Like when you hear comments, people talking about it, because we are just as passionate about the shows that we do. Like,
yes.
We don't take shows that we're not passionate about. Not at AfterBuzz. Speaking of passion, so we saw with Bobby and Danielle, their animals are a passion for them. And we saw Danielle moving into Bobby's place. He already has 2 dogs, I believe, and she brought is it Henry?
I think Henry.
Harlow.
I think it's Henry.
H name.
H to the Izzo. Whoever her dog is, whatever her dog is called, moved in. And did it seem like, were y'all watching it like and felt overwhelmed? Because I felt extremely overwhelmed watching all of these animals move around. And she got a foster dog.
Right.
Yeah, well, just the intro of the meeting, they made it seem like these dogs were about to just maul each other. Yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh. But it was okay, and they're so cute. And I think Bobby loves it. Like, the foster dog was there. She's like, oh, it peed on the bed. He's like, oh, sucks. Like, he didn't even care. So I think
He has ducks in
they're
his
a good
freezer.
match in that way.
I was gonna say,
I
yeah.
was just about to
he
say, like,
shouldn't.
the most beautiful thing about this episode for me was just how great all the couples balance each other out, right? So you have, and I think what's also telling is like this season is one of the first seasons that we've seen women who are more willing to allow their guys to take the lead a little bit more, and I think that's a test to them even moving in together. And a lot of these women kind of said that they want a guy who's this or that, like with Amber talking to her mate Dave and saying like, listen, I'm not good with finances and I'm willing to allow you to take the lead with that. And all those little things. So it was great to see all of them balance out, and I like that he's really happy about her bringing in dogs because they seem to go well together. And he fixed the sink.
He did fix the sink, which was nasty.
He just does that.
Yeah.
He just-
And cook.
He's a super
He
hubby.
can't make anything of mine, not with them dirt. Sorry, his hands. It's just like once in my brain somebody's like, I think that it's dirty or they're dirty or they live is dirty or anything about them is dirty. I can't. I won't even take a piece of gum from you.
Even
like,
if you watch them like sanitize their hand, you wouldn't.
because I know that their hands have been in places that I just wouldn't want to go. I just feel like you can never fully get rid of germs. Like,
Okay.
isn't it like 7 years your body, like all the cells renewing your body? Like, unless you did that 7 years ago and all the cells have renewed in your body, then I can't. I still
my gosh.
maybe still can't.
Yeah.
No, but so we also saw too. I thought it was like too much of the dogs. Like, it just seemed like really overwhelming, and like but it was cute. The little one could run in the backyard. Shannon was cracking up about
he's
that.
so
like his run was really cute.
It was. She said
I
she'd
love
never
dogs.
seen. She said she'd never seen him run. I was
That's
like,
sad.
oh my gosh! I thought that was so
Yeah.
sad. The dogs were okay for me.
And it's hard to find a guy or just people. Like, it's hard to find pet people who are very welcoming to other pets too. So it's cool that they found each other and they're both just.
I
they
wonder
love
what it smells like in there. So speaking of if you're not a dog person, you could get down with Amber's cat, Paisley. Bad ass Paisley. Thelma's like was
Thelma loves
literally
it.
would not look at the screen. Would not even look at the screen. So
I'm highly allergic to cats, guys. That's what
that's a
Oh,
lie.
I'm sure that's
Sure.
the problem.
Sure.
So we're gonna call that a Mia.
I didn't go up.
That's a Mia.
Just
That's
hit
a
a Mia.
I love it.
She's a verb now.
Yeah.
Do you think that Dave's gonna get fed up with the cat? Because we saw
Yes.
the cat already like mess with his plants and is messing with a box, and he already was kind of like.
And the cat is needy. It's not like Danielle's pets that has friends and they can go play together in the backyard or whatever. Like, she was like, oh, my cat needs attention, and she scratches things up when she's not getting attention. I'm like, you see, this is why.
And eats on
These
the
are the
counter.
reasons.
Yeah.
These are personality traits of cats. It's like, who
Yeah.
do you pay the rent?
Shannon, say that again a little bit louder.
And it eats on the counter.
It
That-
eats on the counter.
Yeah, it was eating
eats
on the counter. Yeah, that's a little too much.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's a little much.
I'm gonna tell you right
Myself
now.
from this
I think Dave is definitely gonna get fed up. For me, being someone who is not a pet person, like I am welcoming of other people's pets.
Okay.
However, I do not have an affinity for cats like you, so I'm gonna agree with you on that. So if I had a house that my new wife moved into, and she had a cat that ate on the counter and did other strange and interesting things, I would have some issue with that.
So how would you approach that situation?
We would
the
have
cats
a
are baby.
we would have a conversation. We would say there has to be boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, okay, no eating on the counter. There's a section for the cat to eat. I mean, things that to keep it within perspective. I think that's good. It's compromise,
Yeah.
You
right?
can't teach an old cat new tricks either.
But we're
You
living
could get a
together.
spray bottle.
But we're living together, and there has to be something, especially like when it comes to you talking about 7 years of sanitation, like especially with that, like that's why sometimes potlucks are not a good idea because you don't know what
If the
people
cat
are
was-
doing.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
at work they have potlucks, and I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good because I'm just saying I don't know the 7 years and the germs and like all of there's a lot to
years.
that.
The 7
There's a
years.
lot to that, and I'm just like I'm good. So,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna diss your cat or your dog or parrot or whatever turtle you have. I'm gonna embrace it as well, but there has to be a little bit of boundaries.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
cleanliness.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like there
Yeah.
could be a chance that the cat grows on him. Because maybe right now it's like, Amber's moving in, Cat's moving in, invading his space, so he's kind of like on edge. But maybe he'll girl love for Paisley.
Okay. We'll see.
Are they saying anything in the live chat about the cat? Because I feel like the cat is like a hot topic.
Yes, actually, I'm glad you said that. Sailor Girl for Life says, this is so gross to let your cat on the counter. Yes, spray bottle treats work. So, boom. And I agree with you, Sailor Girl for Life, because, on the counter, not happening.
Yeah.
In my house, no.
It's
just...
it's disappointing to see.
You guys know how cats are. They don't, they don't meow. They don't let you know they're behind. They just feel so like this is my house
entitled.
too. They don't even greet you
Super
when you
entitled.
come home.
Yeah,
they
super
look
entitled.
at you like you need to come to my area. Is that a pet?
So
Is it? There's a question mark at the
Again.
end.
They own
Again.
you. They own you.
one last thing about this cat. One last thing about this cat. Is that you were saying that maybe the cat will grow fond. If anybody out there knows about cats and cats' behavior, cats are very jealous. Okay, they are super jealous, and they will scratch up your stuff if they're pissed at you. They will pee on your stuff if they're mad at you. Like
They'll hide poop and stuff.
Yes, they'll do things that are like really vindictive, and because the cat is so used to just being her and the cat. Oh my gosh, she was a cat lady. Between me, her, and the cat, then now Dave's here and taking up the attention. I feel like the cat could get. I feel like he's gonna kick the cat out. He's gonna make your cat run away, babe.
Something happened. I don't know.
That would be sad. I have hope.
Hilarious.
I have hope in the cat, and we're gonna find out. So I'm team cat. I'm not team cat on the counters and team cat in your stuff.
I was about to say,
no, I'm
girl,
not that.
we're gonna
no,
have a problem
I'm
with
just
our
team
friendship.
cat, where a cat can learn to live in harmony.
In harmony.
I just want a cat dog. I just want a cat that acts like a dog. Like that's what I would like.
They're hard to find. But they do
but
exist.
the truth is, I just hope that if Amber is willing to put Dave in a position where he has to make all these compromises, that she's willing to do the same with his friends, with his family, with the way that he lives his life, with maybe being open to his value system. So I just hope that she's doing the same, because I do see a lot of compromise on his end too.
They
Good
seem
point.
on the same page. They seem, as far as couples go so far, I mean, it was only day 11, but they seem the most on cue with each other. Yeah, definitely. Your prediction was definitely right. Them being older, I think it sets a precedent of them having a little more maturity. Even when they got into it, they still are able to rebound and like kind of make that work. Which it was kind of like the moving thing. Like I know that's really a big deal, but I thought it was so weird because normally there's some more hiccups, and this was such a smooth transition.
So that's why I said it was exhausting, because there were just a lot of things. It feels like a lot of bubbles were like created, but nothing really came to fruition, wasn't properly talk about it. Let me give examples. For instance, Bobby and Danielle speaking about the finances, $15,000 in debt. It was just like a bubble. He got upset. He walked out. That was it. There wasn't any conversation about it later.
To try to bring resolution.
You know what I mean? There wasn't any resolution around it later. So there's that, Or even with Mia and Tristan and her having like the weird things in her house. Real Texas, it's fine. But even with that, she brought some things over, her baby pictures, but they had like a little bit of a thing, and they didn't really talk too much. They were like, oh, let's go to bed. So I don't know.
Did you think that like her home decor was strange?
Surprising.
I
didn't expect
her?
that.
I
Yeah.
thought it'd be like gold
Everything about her
glitter.
is surprising.
Like I thought it'd be like gold glitter and like light ivory colors and like I don't know, champagne colored walls. Something like in I don't know, something from like Forever 21 color palette. Like that's what I thought. It would be like super girly and super like princessy, because that's like her vibe to me.
This is my thing
fair.
about that. I think that because she has not been forthcoming about things in her past, I think it translates to who she is as a whole. I think she has a lot of facade that she wants to appear to be. And I think that's kind of the root of, where she's at with Tristan, with the relationship, and, why it started out the way it did. So going back to the whole decor of her house, absolutely. You would think like, oh, she's, very princessy. She kind of gives off the girly vibe. She seems like she would have her, things in order. And then to see what we saw, to be like, oh, that's,
It looked like a dude's place.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's just like, what else are you not being forthcoming about?
Oh my goodness, say that word again, sweetheart.
Generic.
That's exactly what it is. This
No
girl, the
pictures.
same thing we talked about last time. Again, I don't think that Mia is necessarily lying to everyone else. She's truly lying to herself. She doesn't know she doesn't seem to know fully who she is. I'm not trying to take it there.
Thelma was just, like, hold on.
Like, I'm not trying to take it there, but I'm just saying, like,
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, girl,
it's like we're not really meeting her. Like, we don't know who she is.
Exactly.
So seeing her place wasn't a reflection of her because we don't know who you are.
Right. And then she's now, like, just rolling up to Tristan. And the truth of the matter with people like, Mia is, you can be very attracted to the person who's with you, who has a big personality, who has a lot to say, who has conversations to keep you going. But they are going to get tired of your silence. They're going to get tired of you not having anything to say. Oh, you're my rock. Hold a conversation. Like, have something of substance to say outside of just your practices.
Stop dressing like that. Stop. You are on day 11. Stop dressing like that. Stop dressing so... I know you want people to feel for you, but don't stop looking so homely.
She's mourning and all black.
She's just walking around, big old stuff on. Girl, like, you need to... The power of the... What'd you say? The P. She used it last week. Need to keep that good times rolling with that. Get together, son.
And I think, too, just piggybacking off what you said, I agree with you about she's just not true to herself and, seeing other people like that and experiencing that in people that I've come across in my lifetime. The other thing with her is how, again, I hate to hate on Tristan's bed, but I think she's very accepting of the situation because it's like, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure he's good because I have all of this that he has to deal with. And again, knowing that you're not true to yourself or being true with him or the rest of his family, we see what, not to get into predictions yet, but we see, the conversation coming up with Tristan's mother, which I can't wait. I'm hoping something comes out. Yes. But I think that attributes to, it's like, when you like, imagine, when like you're not on the up and up, you're going to be like, yes, whatever you say, because that they're dealing with this and me. So I really think that's where she's at, and I think Tristan is going to come. It's going to come to a head. I believe it's going to come to a head at some point in time. Maybe not next episode.
But we've
maybe
seen
in the
that
fourth
something
week.
is gonna. It's not
exactly
going smooth sailing for
no,
them.
it isn't. It isn't.
That's a great point though, and because I thought that when they were talking about, we see our couples talk about money, which is another really important issue in marriage. It's like one of the things people fight about in marriage is like money, right?
Oh,
why they get divorced is money.
Big time. Yes.
And so we saw that she was super agreeable to everything that he said. Tristan was saying. Tristan just sounded like super old school. Like, I'm gonna take care of this. Mind you, it is his place, so I guess it's not unreasonable for him to pay the rent.
Sure.
But he was just like, this is what it is, and that's okay. And she was like, yeah, okay, babe. Like, yeah, for sure. And
that's how
the
Amber
other
was
couples,
with Dave.
Amber, I feel like when I watched Amber and Dave, I was watching a little girl and her dad.
I did not like that interaction. I didn't like it.
You were uncomfortable too watching it.
I said that. I was a little uncomfortable, and I definitely think that it's okay to be your own person. Yes, you're one. You know what I mean? You can have a joint account. That's wonderful. But I don't think that every little thing that you spend needs to go through a magnifying glass. As far as you guys have an agreement and a transparent agreement, I don't think that she should have folded so easily as to what it is that she was saying. Because she was like, I don't necessarily want you to see everything that I spend. And
that wasn't unreasonable. I thought that was
I don't exactly. I didn't think that was unreasonable, but the way that she was so easy to maneuver and allow him maneuver her with it, it's going to be a problem later. And I just wish these couples would just learn, just be yourself. If you like to spend things on your nails and you don't want to hit your husband up like, I gotta spend $60 on my nails, then have your own separate account and decide, okay, this percent of X amount of our income percentage will go into our separate accounts, this amount will go into our joint account. Like, have that kind of conversation, but you don't need to see everything.
I just don't think adults who work should have to justify the things that they do for luxury time. Like, I just don't feel like that. And I know as a woman, like, women, there's more things for us to spend money on. Not that we spend more money, we make less money, but there's more things for us to spend money on. Grooming. And so we spend
as far as
and I don't.
In
and
relation
it's
to
you
a man?
guys' fault. These are the.
Wait. Whoa.
Excuse
what?
me.
Y'all fault.
Wait,
okay.
what?
Okay, fault.
I'm not saying. Let me clarify that statement.
Please.
Society.
Yeah, let me clarify that statement. One thing, everything that I do for myself. Absolutely. So that's number one. But number two, these are societal standards set by patriarchal, standards that from the beginning. So I feel like a lot of women, I might be going like, oh, I want to do my nails or whatever for myself. But a lot of people do that to keep men interested because these are the standards that men have set. And that's the truth of the matter, because a lot of men can walk around like, oh, I never work out,
with dirty, nasty fingernails, y'all.
No feet. They don't even,
terrible.
they think a pedicure is such a big deal.
Let me see
you know
your
what I
feet,
mean?
then.
Okay.
So those are just, that's pretty much what I was alluding to when I said that.
Yeah.
Right.
And his
However,
nails are clean too. By the way.
However, and I understand that there are certain patriarchal standards, as you mentioned, but also you got to understand that sometimes men are not always going to want that. And I think too, you got to understand that with this show, these are two people that were single their whole entire life. Never been married before that we know of, and then come into the situation as strangers. So you're automatically going to be thinking as a single person. You have to break the mold. The difference is when you get together and you're in a relationship, you've already started compromising in the relationship before you even get married. And usually, if you're communicating and you're talking about finances, you're talking about all these things even before you reach the altar. So you already have some type of understanding to make your household work. They don't have that luxury, so they have to do it after the fact. And still kind of break out of being single. Right. I think it's important that, both, and I think they do see this, whether they realize it as much, there is compromise with what they're doing. But to go back to your point about, women are spending more or whatever, guys can spend a lot as well. Yeah. So I don't think say like, oh, because we spend more because we want to look good for you, or it's just for you. I don't think that that's a true statement. I think some women may do that, but I don't think that that is the standard, or I don't think that that's really the norm per se. I think you should look good for yourself.
And that's why I broke it up into two parts, because there are women, like I said, like myself, like I said, I do things for myself. But you cannot ignore the fact that a lot of these outside pressures are put on by society, and do have a root, whether you want to admit it or not.
No, there's definitely, we can talk about society all the time. There's society standards have force you or try to force you, I'll say it like that, to do certain things that you may not want to do to fit in, to be the norm. But I think if you're your own person and you're secure in who you are, then you're not going to be succumbed to what society wants you to do.
Let's bring it back to Amber and Dave, because I think Amber and Dave, the thing with her is that I don't think she just didn't want to be micromanaged, and that's where I understood her from. No one wants to be micromanaged in anything. Sure. Yeah. So I think that was her concern, because you can tell by his personality, he's very super strict kind of. She said, and she knows he's a saver and I'm a spender. So it was very wise of her. I understood. I think she's just trying to give it a try his way. I do think that she'll advocate for herself, because she already said, I don't want you to see every single thing that we do, but we want you to hear every single thing that we say. So if you are listening on iTunes, yes, we are on YouTube, but we're also on iTunes. If you're on iTunes, we didn't forget about you. Please give us 5 stars, leave a comment. I know you're listening in your car, or you're listening with your friends, and we love you for it. So 5 stars was 4 stars is not enough. So really quick, I want to jump into our special segment.
Yeah.
Special segment music, the special segments.
Is there? Are we? What? I was like, are we coming up with
are we doing the jingle?
We are.
Is that what's happening?
Ghetto jingle.
Just give me a good one.
Ooh. Which married at first sight couple ended in a restraining order?
Oh, wait. Okay, I know these people.
What marriage ended in
Does it start with a
restraining
D?
order? There's a D in
Danny?
the name somewhere, but not the first
That
one.
does not help. Does not help me.
Ended in a restraining.
I feel like I just saw this.
I don't remember the name.
For the sake of time, just tell
But
us.
let's just go ahead and tell y'all.
Yeah.
It's Ryan D and Jessica from season 2.
So I said it was a D.
I was like, there's a D somewhere. Okay, so we're doing another one? No, we're not doing another one?
Nah, because just for the sake of time, we're just going to hop right into our news and gossip. What you got for us, Shannon?
Let's do it. All right, so since they announced, or it was revealed, that they're spending, or that each person on the show gets each couple gets $5,000 a month, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Cha-ching. Unprecedented.
But not everybody is so stoked about it. So Jamie from season 1, she said, wait, what? When I was married at first sight, we got 0 money from the experts, and this season they're getting $5,000. You can find me in the corner crying again. And so people are commenting on that, and so there's some people that think okay, now this is going to cause people to apply for the wrong reasons for the show. They're going to be like, oh, they just want to get paid to be on a show. So that's kind of a question. Or people agree with it. They think, yeah, they should. They're spending their time on the show. They should get paid for it. And some people are saying they're paying for the wedding, the honeymoon, and they get monthly payments. That's way too much. So
don't be a hater.
Yeah, right?
I think they only got that, though, because you have to remember, if you're moving out of someplace, you might be exiting your lease soon. Like, those things, like the cost of movers, I think that the experts realized that they were causing people financial
burdens.
Burdens. So, restraints. So the $5,000 is just a small thing that helps out. I do believe that they get paid other money too. Like, they get money for being on the show. So
they
this
get a
is
per diem,
So this is just for their living expenses in the moment. I don't think $5,000 is a lot of money though. But I don't know what the cost of living is in Dallas.
But I will say that if I was in the same situation and I was on the show and I had the same expenses that they had and I didn't get $5,000 a month, I would be upset too.
Yeah,
for sure. For sure,
Well, you're taking
I'd be
work
hot.
off. You're doing all
Exactly.
these things. You know?
Exactly.
So it's just,
no, I'd be
Is there
hot
any
too.
restitution for us who
Right.
paid the way for that?
And then
Right.
it also shows, because in every season prior, you have people living in different standards of homes, right? So this kind of like levels it out a little bit more to just give them a little more comfort, at least in this area that it's already difficult, just to kind of alleviate some of the pressure from the marriage and see if that helps it work.
Yeah, for sure.
Goodness, I don't want the money though. Like, I'd be like $5,000. Like, I don't know. I'd be pissed.
But you see how Dave just made a decision for the both of them? He was like, oh, well, we're just going to put $2,500 towards my mortgage since we're both living here, and then the other $2,500 we're going to save it.
But she even said she likes that he's taking charge financially.
I don't think so. He doesn't.
I'm telling you, it's going to start to feel like this
Yeah.
is your dad. You're like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
To each his
you
own.
call him daddy.
Yeah.
It's
It's just independent. You know what I'm saying? You can have, there's a slippery slope in my opinion.
I think the problem with that I had was Dave said she wastes money, or she's more wasteful with money, something along with wasting. But then, like what we were talking about, it's like she makes money to spend it on to survive and to spend things that she loves. And if she loves clothes, cool, buy clothes. Like, that's not wasting it for her, because that's something, like you said, you love it. You love the fashion. So
I want to mention something in the live chat. So, Sayahus.
No, it's See You Who. I know them.
See You
Hey,
Who?
they
Oh,
come
okay.
all the
That's our
time.
people
Yeah.
from last time.
Boom. See you. So she says, or they say, Jamie from season 1 is the host of their pre-show. Girl, bye. She made this a career. Basically, like, why are you tripping? You have made this a career. You are the last person that should be talking about someone getting extra money. So interesting.
yeah, but
Hers came off
that's
as a
many
joke to
years
me.
after. Yeah.
She came off like a ha-ha kind of joke to me. I didn't think she was
Like,
super
serious about it?
Yeah. I'm a cry in the corner.
like
She's
what?
not really crying in the corner.
Yeah.
She's a host. She has a flair for the
And
dramatic.
she's well off now.
Sure.
Yeah,
They
that's
said
good.
that she does tweet to cause controversy. So
Oh, okay.
that might be
That's her-
fodder for
Well,
that.
I like following her
That's her
Twitter.
job.
Yeah, she's good. Jamie's great. She's funny. But can I also point out some other tweets that are funny? You guys are great. There's some funny stuff. So Scattered Brilliancy said that little jig Tristan did just made me really uncomfortable. Because you remember when he danced in his robe? And then somebody says, has Bobby gone through puberty yet?
Oh,
And then
dang.
and somebody said, maybe Tristan told the experts he liked handcuffs. ...
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Y'all are cutthroat, and I will never go on a reality show because you will not talk about me like that. And also, really quick, let's get into our predictions for next week.
Yeah.
And now, your Afterbuzz TV.
Predictions. We saw a little of next week at the end of the previews that we saw. I wrote it down because I'm old and I'll forget. We saw we saw Amber not kind of being interested in Dave's friends, and we saw Tristan's mom confronting Mia about everything. So we're just going to talk about that because I know that's what you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think Mia's going to feel really uncomfortable, and I think some things are going to come out. I don't think in front of Mom, but I think when Tristan and Mia go home, I think she's going to open up out of guilt about more. Kind of her story is going to unfold a little more, I think.
I honestly feel this would be a real test to see how Tristan handles this, because even though I don't like Mia and I don't like the situation that she's in, and I understand where his mom may be coming from, I really hope that he can stand up for her in that situation, because you guys are a team and you're in a couple. And at the end of the day, I don't think it's ever respectful for somebody's family member to, as far as it's not like an attack, like attack your spouse. Like, that's something you can bring to me and I will handle it. But in terms of Mia, I think that, you know, there's something that Oprah says that I love, which is don't live in your history. Step up and out of it. And that's the only way that you can really move on. So she really needs to work on that. And if she doesn't, this marriage is over.
Especially if Tristan has forgived her. Like he says, you know, if he forgave her, then it's like, then they should move on from it.
Because he got the draws, that's why I forgave her.
He is so strong.
No, it's all good.
Like, he literally started crying sitting past her cow. Like, chill. It's been 11 days.
Tristan.
You guys are crazy.
Sweet.
I'm very excited about next episode. I hope they're just not teasing us and they're not going to give us what we really want to see. So I think it will be interesting. I think it's definitely going to be interesting regarding the Mia situation. I really want her to just be honest with herself and with Tristan, and because at the end of the day, they're entering this experience together, and if she's not going to be totally honest with him, it's depriving him of this experience, a true experience to see if this can work, being married at first sight. So I really want her to be honest, and the fact that, you know, we see his mother is like, are you being completely honest? Like, she sees that, you know, she sees something is up. So, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And then, of course, seeing, you know, how they, you know, continue on living together, which is a new thing for them both, and how that develops, for sure.
Child, I hope that his mom gets right up in her, because you're like, oh, I understand your point of that's your spouse and that, you know, you should handle your family, I handle my family. I totally agree with that, because I would never want anyone to say anything to my mother. You don't ever want to say anything to my mom. But no one has a child for their child to be put on a situation where they're embarrassed, disrespected, lied to, made to put in emotional like constraints, because this is a very emotional situation for him. He had no clue. He thinks he's marrying his perfect match, and then all of this stuff happens, and this is in a matter of 11 days. Like, you have to put this in perspective. We watch from week to week to week in development. They live this every single day, and they don't get a break. We get a break, so we don't, like, the every single day with that situation on your mind. Like, I can't imagine that he's totally just completely forgotten. Maybe forgiven, but not forget. So, and also, I think it's going to be an issue next week. I mean, we saw with Dave, because Dave's friends are his family, and I don't think he's going to like Amber saying that she's not super interested in making new friends. But with them being older, I mean, I could see why. Like, I know I have my friends. I mean, I'm not open to making new friends, but I understand why she might not want to be so open with making new friends. Like, it's a lot. He has like 15 best friends. Like,
but why say it? Why, like, do you have to say everything that comes into your head?
Yeah, it's not like they're going out and about trying to meet all these new people. They're his people. It's like, just be quiet. Girl, everything doesn't need to be said. Pick your battles.
In the context that we saw it, I mean, of course, could be editing.
Exactly.
In the context we saw it, it looked really bad.
It looked super
bad. It
bad.
looked really bad. And especially, like you pointed out, the friends are his family. Like, he's the one that brought him to the brunch the next day. So that's especially hard to say. Like, you're basically saying you don't want to meet my family.
And when he walked in, it was like a shrine of his friends on his wall. I was like,
it's a little OD. But I mean, if the friends gotta go, your cat has to go. So
shoot.
Oh, all right. And that's how Thelma
friends or the cat. Take your pick.
This is an amazing episode. I'm hoping that next week is really going to get super gritty. I'm excited, and I'm so happy that my full panel is here. We're all back together. So this is an amazing after show. That's our song. We'll play that at the top of the show next week. As always, I'm your host, Felicia Michelle. You can find me on Instagram at It's Felicia Michelle. You can find me at 10 o'clock on our drama channel doing Hit the Floor.
What's up, everybody? You know what it is. Your boy, Lem Gonzales. You can find me everywhere at The Poet Saint. That's at The Poet Saint. And also, you can check out my website, stayonthemic.com. And also, next week, starting Are You the One on MTV, we will be taping at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights. So make sure you tune in for that at the same reality competition.
Hey.
More love. I like it. Well, I'm Thelma and Baysway Daniel. You can find me on Instagram at Thelmy and Twitter at Moxie_soul.
Hey, and I'm Shannon O'Connor, and you can find me on Instagram at Shannikin_Skywalker.
Love it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Afterbuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the Afterbuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterbuzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of Afterbuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.